I made a whole video where I was like, oh hey, Poly's a business operating system, and it's for entrepreneurs, it's for small businesses, it's for like people who want to do micro SaaS, people who are even looking into um getting into like the whole AI industry without having to learn N8N, make.com, and anything like that, right? So I made this whole video, right?
Hey, that's fire, G. Sounds like you put some work into it. Laying out, we can help you cats avoid that N8N and make that com grab. That's super dope. You spread the word, man. So, were you wanting me to maybe take a look at that video, or is there something specific you wanted to chat about regarding tasks or something else on the platform?
My nigga. I made that entire 20-minute video, and then I was like, oh, bro, say what's up to the
Oh,
motherfuckers on the
word.
video.
20 minutes? Yeah, you went in, G. That's a good bit of time to really explain things and show people what's up with Polly. You go crazy out there, man.
Yeah, but like the video fucked up because then when you were talking, it was echoing. So I have to like redo the video, bro. So we're gonna have to like figure out like some creative fucking like intro type shit of like, oh hey, what's up? Come back, I don't know, bro. I'm frustrated, bro. I just want to share that shit with you and be like, what you think, my nigga? Hey, bro, you there? Don't leave me hanging now. Hmm? Man, this is probably the worst part. This is the worst part about like Gemini. Um, it's this like Gemini just stops halfway through, right? Like it has a good personality. You can hear it. Um, Probably betting you it's not anything wrong with my side. Like I've double checked the code. We can actually look this up. Like the Gemini API tends to have an issue with like stopping and like the latest model that they released was supposed to like have solved this, but they haven't solved it, which is kind of like, oh, hey buddy. All right. Anyways, I'll keep kind of just showing you around. So this is the creative overlay. And so the creative overlay, I actually logged in. Here's the focus modes. Focus modes are modes of within which they are specialized around the things that you want to focus on, right? So if I want to focus on leads, it's gonna kind of rearrange the overlays to only showing me leads. I'm gonna kind of hide poly here for a bit. Just kind of put that down. So here you can see that I have an IC, I have a company. I don't know if you can see the company in this, uh, but I have a company. We're going to talk about Poly. Poly's the product. I have a bunch of different products and brands that I work with and work on. So here, we're defining what the ideal customer profile of this brand is, right? Who's the ideal customer persona, like the customer avatar, right? Qualification triggers. Um, that's kind of why you heard me. You didn't hear me. This is a new video. Ooh. Um, Let me actually try to get this guy back on. Okay. Um, yeah. So as I was saying, basically the whole thought process with this is that you would first start off by, and it's actually on the whiteboard here. You'd first start off by defining your ideal customer, the ideal niche in that customer, and then you want to start prospecting people, right? So this is why you see strategy here is like ideal customer, then we prospect, right? And then the next part is actually like the the offer, right? So here you'll see like the offer because we're experimenting with, the ideal, the ICP, the niche with the ICP, and the persona in that niche and the ICP, and then there's there's the offers, and then there's the prospects, right? So actually, between strategy and prospects is going to be an offer, or maybe we'll put the offer in the. No, this is already a long component. So long story short, that's what that is. So if I go in here and I'll actually like go into focus modes again, I'll show you everything. And so part of this is like you want to be able to have the ability to create content. So a lot of the content that has been posted on my Instagram, for example, Instagram slash like Poly. So a lot of my content on my Instagram right now is content from just like the digital worker posting, right? And so these digital workers are the ones who have been posting a lot of this content, right? There's also like I guess you can see that, but there's also like other brands here that it's been posting on, like Polygon 86, for example. That's another brand that we meet, it's creating content. So this, for infographics. It also does do reels, and I'll probably make a video where I'll like show it to you on my phone. So I'm gonna go back to Polly here, and this is still this.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, still hanging. That's rough that the Gemini API is giving you grief, and they haven't fixed that thing with the models yet. But I appreciate you still showing me around and breaking down the focus modes and the whole customer avatar flow. So the digital workers post the content on your Insta then?
My nigga, you came out of nowhere, bro. You know you are powered by Gemini, right? Like, you be talking sometimes, but whatever, buddy. Um, so as I was saying, um, you're gonna have like we'll get into the real-time team later. You have a browser worker. So a lot of these prospects are prospects that, let's say, logged in on a specific platform for you, and then it posts on your account or helps people. The whole thing is not to spam. That's really not the thing that we really want to do. Like we don't want to spam at all. The whole idea is like we want to help other people, right? So here you can actually kind of see it like logging into school and kind of looking at being able to find people who have a specific issue. Why is that important? Well, it's important because like if you have an ICP, if you define a niche in an ICP, then you want to do market research, right? And so one of the things that I found Poly to be really good at, especially as a browser worker, is market research. I haven't even gotten into explaining what workflows are. I've taken the whole time to like, and so I guess if you want to see like a longer video of this where I talk about how you create a company, create a workspace, create a portfolio, then I'll let you know that. And so these are the workflows that I actively am running right now. This one is the one which is like failing. I think it's something to do with like the IDs. And so I have to push some changes up. I'm making this video because I'm going to change quite a bit. You can see down here that we don't actually have Poly anymore. Poly is only available in the dashboard. We are moving towards making it available in the real time and moving towards an OpenAI real time implementation instead of Google. Just because when I think about how I wake up in the morning, I'm like, hey, Polly, get me these tasks. Let's create tasks. Let's move these tasks around. This is what I was expecting, right? And this is what I was thinking about, right? And so, oof, yeah, that was cool. And so, my whole thought process with this overlays are, kind of like, small sections where I want to do work, right? So if I want to look at leads, then I'm gonna kind of do this. But if I want to like, quickly hop in and like get an image, download that image, and then like let's say upload it to Polly here and tell Polly, hey, can you send this image out? That'd be one way to do that, right? So Polly does take images too. You can also upload files to Polly here. Yeah, so you can also upload files to Poly here, and be like, hey, what do what do you see here? I want a prompt to recreate this model. So Poly will like, go in and like look at the image. One of the things is that there's a bug. That image is actually supposed to show up here, but it's not. Little tiny bugs. Honestly, it took me a year, like more than a year to get to this point. There is going to be some bugs. It's built by one person, deployed by one person, designed by one person. Um, Me, if it wasn't clear which one person. So all these have like digital workers and digital receptionists. Um, I'll probably also change the cards here because I just realized like there's some of these that I actually wanted to delete. Okay, nice. So it's gonna give me like a prompt that I can be able to kind of set up here. So I'll come in here and I'll actually just generate an image. So this was in the previous conversation that we had. We do have Sora implemented here, actually. Um, mm, let's do this. Damn it. I did I hit twice? I wonder if I hit twice. So let's see here. Um, that just worked. Oh my God, I gotta figure out whatever is going on there. But yeah, this image was generated with that. Oh, I remember. It's because I didn't set the duration. You have to set the duration. Give her some speech. I'll have to come back and actually change this a little bit. So here, hmm? That's not a really useful error. Okay, I'll pick that. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna waste your time as I debug this. That should that worked. It's the whole reason that other thing was working. Like you saw it. Anyways, what else did I want to show you guys? Yeah, companies look like this. Here's how you create a company. You click on company creation, or you can click on this part. If you want to create a workspace, you click on this part. It'll take you to this view where you pick a company, and then you kind of click, hey, create a workspace, right? And so here, if you go into portfolios, portfolios are basically a product, projects, and services you're working on. So you can actually create that by just picking the workspace. The workspace is already linked to the company, so you don't have to click on a company and a workspace. You can just say, hey, I want to create it in this workspace. Workspace is where we typically store files. So, when I go into like Polly's workspace here, you'll see that here's where we're storing files, and these files are used in workflows when digital workers are doing like creating content and doing different things like that. And yeah, speaking of workflows, so here's a workflow. Typically, a workflow is connected to a company, workspace, and a product. When you're adding a workflow to a company, you actually have to add it to the product, project, and service, because the product, project, and service is linked to the company and the workspace that it's in. So here you can come in and click on any one of these to add it. And so that's also important. Seems like I need to figure out, yeah, this workflow execution. It's because the worker ID, it was like the AI didn't probably set that up. And so there's a little tiny bug with that. So I actually gotta go fix that because that shit keeps running and fucking up. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. I promise you next time this will be a little bit more streamlined. Just have a lot to do, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions, if you want to join the beta. Obviously, you can get the URL from here, and you can see what is being what's the word? You can see what is where to log in and what to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and just log out here, and I'll show you at least the login screen. I love the login screen. It's one of my favorite screens, to be honest with you. It just looks beautiful. Calm. All right, bye.